Babies.
So gentle, so innocent. But what do babies have to do with science?
From the moment we are born, we begin observing and exploring the natural world. Scientists since birth. Hi, my name is Sterson. In this video, I'll be examining and discussing the philosophy of science right now. Alright, welcome back. In order to begin examining or discussing what science is, I'm curious, what's your definition of science? I have an idea. Why don't you pause this video and take a moment to comment down what you think science is. I'll be right here.
Science is the study and understanding of our world and its nature.
The evolution of modernization.
The foundation to everything.
What we know certainly to be true.
Wanting to know more.
The logical thinking of life.
The study of how everything came of itself.
The study of how everything in this world works, functions.
When I'm cooking, the temperatures and the chemistry that's involved with it, that's something that I find scientific.
Chemicals, experiments.
Science goes so far. I'm religious too, but I believe science to a certain extent.
It leaves us with these unanswered questions that take faith to answer.
Science is the pursuit of that understanding.
Science is science, and that's as far as I got. It's science.
There you are. In the beginning of the video, I asked, what do babies have to do with science? And sure enough, everything. First of all, let's examine how babies behave. I don't expect you to remember when you were a baby, but I want you to try to imagine. Put yourself in your own shoes, when you were a child, when you were a baby. What was going on for you? What was life like for you? What was going on in your mind? For most of us, we're not sure that anything was going on in our heads. It was just this autopilot type of experience, as if we were just there. We were just being. We couldn't force ourselves to stop hearing. We couldn't force ourselves to stop seeing. We couldn't force ourselves to stop any of those. Our senses were just happening. A lot of time has passed, so I'll be finishing this video right here in my dorm. If I didn't, I'd probably never finish it. But anyway, to go back to the question, what do babies have to do with science? Like I said, from the moment we were born, we begin observing and exploring the natural world. Scientists since birth. The point is, as a baby, we live 99% of our lives in a subconscious state. We don't choose to turn on or off our senses. They just happen for us. Observation just happen. So when you live your everyday life, just experiencing, information just come. You are just in a pure sense of observation. That's why, nowadays, meditation is all about observing your thoughts, truly having no attachment, not defining it, just, see it as it is. They pretty much want to get you back to that, when you were a baby, when you were in that observation state, just observing. So that's what I mean when I say from the moment we are born, when you begin observing. Now, when I say we explore our natural world, exploration comes with the natural curiosity that comes from, naturally observing the world. You are hearing, smelling, seeing, touching, tasting. They're all always active. And when you engage, which we will naturally do, we are exploring it. We are exploring that sense, even a specific sense. So let's say your eyes are closed, you're sleeping, suddenly you hear something, and now you're just listening and tuning in, exploring that sense, exploring what you hear. Now, how that combines with science, well, if you search any definition of science, they'll basically tell you the exact same thing. However, I want to specifically address these three definitions. All three of them are actually what pops up on Google or Siri. Now, the first one, I don't know why they had to make it so complicated, but according to that definition, science is the intellectual and practical activity encompassing the systematic study of the structure and behavior of the physical and natural world through observation and experiment. If you take a look at the entire sentence, it pretty much translates to science is the study of the world. Science is an activity that is intellectual and practical. Encompassing a systematic study simply means that science is an activity revolving around studying. Studying what? Studying the world, right? But here it's broken down further to say science is the study of the structure and behavior of the natural world. Now, how do you do that study? Through observation and experiment. See what I mean? In other words, the activity of studying the world, or the physical and natural world. Hi, I want to take this moment to introduce you to StersonWrites.com. StersonWrites.com is the website where I write philosophical ideas, summaries on books I've read, short stories, and articles such as What the F is Philosophy or Why Anxiety is a Blessing. I'm telling you, StersonRights.com is the website you'll want to share with your friends. And again, we can only study the world through observation and experiment, which are things you've been doing since you were a baby. Now, one thing I want to point out is experimentation is synonymous with exploration. We are experimenting with our observation, exploring it so we can study it. And that's something we do. Like I said, we naturally do this. We experiment with life. We experiment with what we see. We test it. We explore it further. Now, if science is the study of the world, the next two are methods we study it. Branches of science, areas of science. For example, take biology, the study of living organisms. Literally, we're branching off science to different categories in which we can express it. But it's all the study of the world. Now, the thing about human beings, we like to conceptualize things, which is where systematic come from, the scientific method, forming hypothesis, but it's all still the same. We're simply systemizing it. We're still observing and exploring the natural world. The process is still the same. In reality, we are scientific creatures. Science is what we naturally do. Science is life.